Hello, in this video I'm going to try to give you an idea of the range of different macros you can use if you're proofreading fiction. I don't have a real novel to use, so I've done a sort of mock-up. It's not very good, but it should hopefully demonstrate the principles. And I won't be going into detail about each individual macro because there are other videos you can watch, or you can read the instructions for a given macro that are in my macro book, which is available at that URL. Okay, so let's get started and see how we get on. So we start with the novel as a PDF. So let's load that. And what we want to do is select the whole thing, and we want to copy it. We want to take all the text out of the PDF and put it into a Word file. So let's start with a new Word file, and let's paste the novel text in there. So here's the novel. So let's have a look at the macros we're going to use. There we go. So we're going to start with Dockerlize. Right, so we run a macro called Dockerlize, which gives us details of various conventions used in the book. So Dockerlize, there it is. Let's run that one. So it loads a copy of the text and does various tests on it to find things out. For example, about serial commas or no serial commas, spaced n dashes, m rolls, so on, quotes. It looks at UK and US spelling, which may be relevant to some of you. It is only approximate, and so there is another more detailed macro, which is UK US count. And then looking at ISIZ, again that's an approximate count, so you can use the IZIS count. I'm not going to demonstrate those, but at least you know they're there and can look them up. Right, so having got all those various things, you can save that file. If you use save as, it gives you the name Dockerlize, and you can save that. Ready to look at it again later. Back to the novel, and the next macro look at is spelling lister, spelling error lister. So that's SP spelling error lister. There it is. Run. So it's asking whether I want UK spelling, which is what the file was set to. Obviously, you could set the file to US if that was more appropriate. So it's working its way through, doing a spell check. It's showing you down the bottom here, it's down to 30%. Working its way through 20%, 10%. Here we go. So we've now got here a list of the things it thinks are spelling errors, and you can decide whether they are or not. Obviously cannot correctly. Basically you highlight the things that you want that are spelling errors, and you can highlight them in whatever colour you want, and the idea is that those are then going to be highlighted in the text. So it puts the lowercase ones first, and then the uppercase ones are separate. Okay, so I then use spelling error highlighter. So that's SP spelling error highlighter. There we go, run that one. So it's highlighted those. So within the text there, it's highlighted in the colour that I specified the various words that I reckoned were spelling errors or needed to be drawn to my attention when I'm looking through. Okay, that's that one. So what have we got next? We have got proper nounalize. Okay, this is one that a lot of fiction editors tell me is particularly useful. So I run proper noun analyze, there it is, run that one, analyze the proper nouns, yes, off it goes. It's checking all the words that start with an initial capital letter, so it'll get some words which are not actually proper nouns, but how does it know that accurate with a capital A at the beginning of a sentence is a proper noun or not? So what it then does is it highlights them by what words it thinks might be similar, like Charles and Charlie and Dozy and Dozy there. So Harry. So that's your list of possible errors in the names of people and places. So we can save that one. Save that as proper nouns. Okay, and a similar but not quite the same is the full name Elias, F-U-L, full name Elias. Okay, we can do it with or without names with initials. Let's say no for a start. So it's produced two complete lists. Make it a bit bigger. The first lot is by the second name and sorted alphabetically, and the second lot it's sorted by the first name. So you've got things like Harry Potter and Harry Putter, which might be relevant to look at, and so then you've got Bumble, Mrs. and Mr. and so they're done by the surname there and the first name there. Again, we can save that if we want to, full name list, but let's try the other way of doing it. So that's F-U-L, where it is, full name Elias. Run. This time we'll say with initials. You'll see the difference that things you get. So you've got we've got here where are we? Sykes there, Bill P. Sykes, Bill Q. Sykes. So they've got initials in as well. That may or may not be relevant. Okay, so that's that one. I think we've just got one more to go, haven't we? Yep, hyphenalise. This is probably less relevant to a fiction, but it's run it anyway. So that's hyphenalise, run, analyse. So it goes through and it tries to find all the different words that are hyphenated, and it also looks for words that start with particular prefixes. Okay, so it's done that. Let's have a look at that. Make it a bit bigger. So there you've got courtroom, hyphenated or not, and it does hyphenated, two words or a single word, and so you can look through that and see if there are any words. So that the blue ones are the ones with the prefixes, and the red ones are ones where the macro reckons that if you've got intact, hyphenated and intact as one word, it might be relevant to look at that and decide if there's some point of interest there. Right, well I think that's about it. I hope those are useful. So that's just about it. That is, yep, we've done all the things we can. There's where the book is, and those are the macros we've been looking at. Thanks for watching. Bye.